Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Higgs, coming at you today. It's Wednesday, the 29th of January. Brian Bitler, Matt Fargo, as always, on a Wednesday, talking college basketball action. As always, we ask you to hit the like, subscribe, notification bell on so you know each and every day we come in with our free pick videos, whether it's NBA, whether it's college hoops, or in the weekend next week, it'll be some kind of Super Bowl prop kind of free pick show. But a lot of basketball for now until baseball kicks off, I think, in 57. It's not going to kick off. It's going to throw off. I don't know. Something 57 days away from MLB. But before we get to the free picks here, head on over to our sponsor, gamblersworld.net, where you can find all of our premium action. Now, 1 and 2 day yesterday with the free picks. But if you look at how we did yesterday on our premium stuff, a little better. I think I went 5 and 3 for myself overall. And I'm sure the gentleman here will tell you how their day was as well. But we got a leaderboard. You see how we do win or lose, always the truth. 3 7 packages are guaranteed. We show you a profit over that time, or we credit you back. That's great. You want a day pass? Go get it. $69.99. You can't beat that. But again, the long term, listen, anybody can win a day or two. I see a bunch of clowns on Twitter. Look at this. I'm going pro. I'm on a 9-2 run the last. Okay. All right. Listen, fellas. Can you do it for a week, a month, a year, 7 years? How about us? We got about 50 years combined, more, 60. Forget about a day. Get the weekly pass, folks. Make the smart money move. Get on board. Brian Bitler, top cat here in college basketball. How you been? Good to see you this week. What's going on, my friend?
I've just been catching a few lucky games, 4-1 yesterday. Just trying to go through every day with producing a profit in college basketball. Definitely been good to me, and I love the board today. I think it's a pretty deep board for a Wednesday, and I'm looking forward to talking about the games that we got.
I just saw you were number 1 in NHL, college hoops, and number 3 in NBA.
I'm working.
And college football, you're number 1 in. I'm sorry.
And, I'm very I watch what I do every day just like you do. I try to do the same things that I have been doing so I don't get myself out of the winning rut. So I'm very superstitious as well. So
yeah. It's like we're just saying it off there. You have to. It's just a game. It's just the way we are, folks. That's just gambling. It's gambling, Matt. Right? What do you got? Right? Superstition comes into play on your games.
Absolutely. I haven't left the seat in the last 2 weeks or so. I've literally slept here. I've eaten here. Getting my food called in. I haven't moved. It is very superstitious. You're right. As you both said, like we were talking about pregame or pre-show, it really is. Like you get a system, and if it's working, you don't want to mess it up. So yeah, for sure.
I did an Uber, and I don't know why I did it. Usually I'm not going to order that nonsense because I don't really have a lot of apps on my phone, right? So we were at dinner the other day, and I said to my son, or to my daughter, I said, what did you order from Panera? I think I told you guys this. It was like $41 for Panera bread, right? And it was on my son's credit card or debit. She thought it was, I guess they had ordered before and used his card or whatever. So I ordered just like a McDonald's, just like cheeseburger and soda combo, whatever. And I gave like the nice tip. It was like $4, like round up. I gave like $6, whatever. And I guess there's
Excuse me 1 second, guys.
It was like delivery fees or something involved. It was like $30. I'm like, who the hell? That's ridiculous. What kind of racket is that?
Yeah, Panera definitely expensive. I usually get like a bacon ranch combo, and it's just a sandwich, a bag of chips, and a smoothie. You're spending
She's like,
$24.
I got the baguette. It was $41 for a sandwich, a mac and cheese, and a piece of bread.
No, it's inflation. That's the way it is.
But for $40, you can go to the food store and buy a package of chicken for $15. I mean, you can buy. I mean, that's insane.
Or a nice restaurant, a $50 entree. You could spend $50 for an entree.
So. We we're going to go off script here, folks, like we always do. We went to dinner on Friday night or Saturday night. We went to this joint. It's called Federal Grill. It's pretty good. So we had the Bang Bang shrimp appetizer, and it was like $13.95, right? And I was like, I'm thinking I'm going to get 4 shrimp in it. There was like 15 shrimp, and not the minis. They were regular size shrimp. I was like, not a bad price for the shrimp. Dinner comes. My son had scallops. My daughter got salmon. I got a stuffed chicken. So the woman's like, you want a half chicken or whole chicken? I'm like, lady, I said, do you wear contacts? I said, you could see me sitting here. You think I want a whole chicken, right? The whole chicken comes out. It was literally like this big. It was like I'm like, this is the whole chicken? Thank God I got the whole chicken. This is like a diet chicken here. What is it, the quail? Ridiculous. $44 for chicken over asparagus and risotto potatoes and like some Dijon sauce. I was like, what the hell's happening here? Shrimp, great deal. Over a dozen shrimp, 15 shrimp. Excellent. The chicken, you're out of your mind for $44. I could have bought a giant package of 5 pounds of chicken and had 3 meals out of it. I don't know. Sorry, folks. That's my little Uber rant. Terrible. Don't ever Uber your food. It's the delivery fees. I don't care about the delivery. I'll tip the driver. How the hell does the restaurant charge you $5? Or is the delivery fee? Is that Uber's fee? Anybody know?
Uber gets a percentage of the sale.
Yeah.
Of the restaurant.
Yeah, I don't know if the restaurant charges any sort of. I don't think they get any part of the delivery fee. I think it just goes to Uber, and then obviously the tip and all that. Yeah, it's like Instacart. Instacart's the same racket. Like if you need like an emergency grocery shop or something, you can't get out, and the store they upcharge their products by a certain percentage. Then there's a service charge, and there's a delivery fee, and there's a tip, and you're spending 40% over what you would normally spend if you actually go. It's convenient for some people, and if they can afford it all the time, good for them. But it's
get the hell out of here. That's like the resort fee in Vegas. Just try. Yeah. You want to charge me $80 for a room? Charge me $80. Don't say it's $17 and then hit me with a $47 room charge for freaking internet. I don't need your damn internet because it's outside in the world. There's a cell tower I get internet from. What? That's the kind of crap. Not to be a cheapo, because I'm sure it's not cheapo. I tip very well. I'll give you the shirt on my back. I don't want to play stupid games like that. I don't want to pay $100, $125 for a dozen roses in February when they're freaking $29.99 the other 11 months out of the year. Why do you got to price gouge me? What the hell's up with that? We don't price gouge you here. What is that crap? That's wrong.
That's the best thing about handicapping. Our prices usually stay the same, and if anything, we get cheaper as the years have gone on. So.
I want to see the comments. Who wants to pay extra for nonsense? That's not being. That's just wrong. It's wrong. Yankee baseball. I go to Yankee playoff game. $150 to park my freaking truck. $150 to park. It's $25 when I come in here in August. I come back in October. It's $150. Freaking. Anyway, now you said I was fired up this morning. You thought I was fired up about just sitting in front of a computer for an hour. Now you got me going. Uber fees, Yankee playoff ticket, parking in the private garage. All right, we'll settle back down here to the flat Earth. We'll get with that comment. We'll get the flat Earth people rolled up here.
Sorry about that. I had a FedEx delivery come at the wrong time, so my apologies.
That's all right. What you get? Would you order some baseball cards?
No,
you order some Bowmans.
No, unfortunately, nothing for me. Something
That's
for the
always the case. There you go. Here's another thing. Yeah, the wife gets on the computer. Next thing you know, you got shit. You get stuff starting to deliver to the house. It's like, what is this stuff? Oh, wow. Yeah. Happy Wednesday. Let's go. We'll stick with Matt here and his FedEx. He's getting FedEx, so he's making money. He's paying FedEx. He's not even doing the Temu FedEx, getting Amazon products. He's getting the real stuff from FedEx. Whiskey in Maryland. Maryland is a 5-point fave here. 5.5, 153. Well, I look at this number, and they're just begging you to grab Wisconsin here, right? I mean, this is a Wisconsin team I think's as good as Maryland. Maryland's got some nice wins. 5.5 here. This is one of those, and I got we've seen games like this. We kind of look at it. You had one last night, Tennessee and Kentucky, and granted, Kentucky was missing a guy. Didn't make a difference. You had a big winner there. Matt with Kentucky. What do you think about this one? Same kind of feel with the bigger dog?
Yep, absolutely. It's pretty similar to yesterday what I talked about. We have another reverse line move where we have, as of right now, 68% of the money and 72% of the tickets are on Wisconsin. But the line's gone from 4 to 5, so we're seeing that reverse line move in this game, just like we saw with Kentucky last night. Went from 8.5 all the way up to 10, and I think we even saw 10.5 in some places. So similar there. Wisconsin, playing great. They've been awesome, with their resume. And the one thing that they have that's comparable to Maryland is shooting. Shooting numbers are very similar. They're number 36 in effective field goal percentage, where Maryland is number 40. Neither team turns the ball over very much. Wisconsin's number 37 in turnover rate, Maryland number 26. So that's kind of a wash there as well. The one big advantage Wisconsin has had all year in these close games, which I expect this one to be, is free throw shooting. They're number one in the country at 85.3%, which that's pushing NBA percentages, which you don't see very much in college. So they have that big advantage there, and they get to the line a lot. They're number 80 in free throw rate. So they get to the line, they make them, and when it gets down to a close game, that's where they have a big advantage. And with the short line, I see this being a one-position game either way, and I think Wisconsin gets it done on the road. Maryland coming off that big win over Indiana in the last seconds it was Sunday. So I don't want to call it really a letdown for Maryland because this is another big game for them, but I think Wisconsin has the advantages here, and with the line move, I think Wisconsin is the right side.
Wisconsin plus the 5.5. Matt Fargo, official show pick. Again, Matt Cash yesterday said take Kentucky for you. Nice free pick winner there. Head on over to gamblersworld.net for his premium action. You don't want to miss out on any of those winners there. Brian Bitler, what do you think? You agreeing with the whiskey play here?
I love Matt Fargo. Usually me and him are simpatico, but this one I think I have to go with the Maryland Terps because everything tells me to take Wisconsin. I think they're 8-2 straight up, last 10 against Maryland. Wisconsin's been a cover machine, covering 6 of the last 7 games, while Maryland has only 1 cover over their last 5. It just doesn't make much sense here, the Maryland line. So I know they're at home away, but I think Maryland, and this is a must-win spot for them at home. I'm going to lay the points with the Terps. I think they get it done.
Yeah, I'm with you because it's like you look at it, and Wisconsin 8-2 against the spread last 10. Maryland's 4-6. They're not really covering numbers, and yet they're here, and the line is on the move up. Whatever.
But we saw Kentucky get it done last night.
Yeah, no, they did. So. That went from 8 to 10-2, and they took care of business as a dog. So Wisconsin plus 5.5 for Matt Fargo here. Next one up, pretty good matchup here. Alabama, small little dog, 1.5 versus Mississippi State. Total 165, 166 now. I've had a couple times, I'm like, man, I like these Bama overs. You see these giant numbers for them, and yet it still goes over. They score at will. They do not stop. They're like the Terminator, does not stop. It doesn't care about anything. It just keeps scoring. I like them here as a dog because they just exactly. They're just like a unstoppable force with points on the board. It's squarish, I guess. But again, I lean Bama here, but your game of the night, Tide Bulldogs. Small fave here for Mississippi State. What do you got?
Oh, I hate to be a curmudgeon and go against my good buddy Sean Higgs, but I think this is just one of the strongest plays on the board tonight. I'm going to take Mississippi State here at home and lay the 1.5. I think we're going to see the world here on Alabama. They're 9-1 straight up last 10.
Yeah.
They've been a cover darling 7 of the last 10 games, and on the other side, Mississippi State hasn't covered in 5 straight games, and they're at home, must-win spot for the resume. I think this crowd's going to be electric. I'm going to take Mississippi State here, lay the 1.5.
Laying 1.5. Brian Bitler. Why not? The guy's number 1 college basketball. He knows what he's doing. He's having a good season. Listen to the man. Matt, what are you going to do? You're gonna be simpatico?
Yeah.
Brian Bitler's bringing out all the words today. Simpatico, curmudgeon. I wonder what he's going to do for the 3rd game here. I'll have the thesaurus out today.
Well, Brian went against me. I'm going against him here. You bring up a good point about Mississippi State not covering 5 straight. Normally that's a streak, I like to go against, which we've talked about in the past. But Bama's resume, I think, is just too good right now. They play the number 1 schedule in the country. They played 15 quad 1, quad 2 games, which is tied for most in the conference with A&M. They're 5-1 on the road. Only loss was to Purdue back in early to mid-November. They are 5-1 in quad 1 games, which includes road wins at A&M and at Kentucky. So they can get it done on the road. Mississippi State, they're 4-3, which includes 1-3 against teams ranked 22 or better. Best win was against Mississippi at home. and that went to overtime. So their quality wins aren't as good. I like the number here. I think Bama wins this one outright. But, the contrarian aspect of it, what Brian brought up, is the one thing that scares me off is Mississippi State has not covered 5 straight. So we could be getting value on that side. But if I had to bet it, which I'm not going to, I would take the Tide in this one.
We've talked in the past when we see these kind of games, right? Whether it's football or basketball now, when you have the lower ranked team, quote unquote, for like these AP teams, a little bit of a home fave. And it was always you take you take them in those spots. But I found like last year as the season progressed, those were just losers. Like they were kind of getting inflated too high. They were kind of moving like you're like, what the heck is happening here? It was, and I remember one game was in the Mountain West. It was like a 3. It ended up going off like a 7. The team won by 2 or something. And there was one with Kentucky, the same thing. They were getting 4, and I think that the KenPom number was like a 1 to start, but it opened at like 2.5, and it kept going up because, well, you just hear all the talking heads talk about it, right? You turn on some kind of podcast, like, oh, look at this, you got to fade it. Like this one here, is it a over? Like, I would like it better if Mississippi State was a 3 instead of a 1. Like I feel like they should be a 3. Like it should be a little higher. Like they baked in the low number, thinking people are just going to come in and pound Bama already. I don't know. I will see how it plays out. This is when those games like this, they tend to shine in the conferences between like Big 12 and SEC and Big 10. You got these kind of matchups going on. So
should be exciting to watch, I believe. I think it'd be a great game to
look at all, because like especially on like a Saturday, right? You get your schedule on Friday, look at it like I always like to go to the top 25 and start checking off. All right, I'm fading that team, like going against, it's conference time. Teams are going to lose 2 or 3 games. Very, you have a team that has 1 loss, 2 losses in mid-February. That team's having a great college basketball year, whether it's 2025 or 1986. It doesn't make a difference. Usually you have your losses, but
we saw that with Iowa State a little earlier in the week, traveling to Arizona. Iowa State was looking unbeatable, but on the road in Arizona, it was a different story.
Were we talking about that yesterday or was it on Monday? So I don't remember the fouling of the guy. He heaved up a 75-foot shot from the other free throw line. They couldn't even foul him. I mean, he grabbed it, took a step, and chucked it. How do you? I don't think that's a bad foul. If the guy gets a rebound, takes a step away from a guy, and then launches it from 75 feet, if I'm the other coach, I think I got a good shot of winning. I mean, how often does that go in?
Yeah, and the one thing about that is if you do foul and he somehow gets fouled and makes it, he gets a free throw. It's kind of catch-22 where I think the right play is to foul, but if you get caught in the wrong situation, it's just the wrong timing, it could turn into a 4-point play, a random 4-point play, which will hit 1% of the time, sure, but the chances of making that are 1 out of 10 anyways. So,
yeah, is it that high? I don't know.
I don't. Yeah, I just right off the top of my head, I have no idea. But it was an unfortunate win. I was on Arizona that game, and that was a very lucky win, no doubt about it. But as Brian brought up, these teams that look unbeatable and they go on the road in some of these environments, strange things can happen. And like one game coming up this weekend is Kentucky coming off that win. Calipari's coming to town.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen there? That's going to be an interesting dynamic with him coming back to Lexington. So we'll see how that one goes.
We have a final game of the night. And again, these are our free picks. Mississippi State -1.5, Wisconsin +5.5. You want our premium stuff, gamblersworld.net, Matt Fargo, Brian Bitler's picks available for you right now. Go get it. Support them. Support the channel. Be part of the Winner Circle Gamblers World family. Get on board today. Don't wait. Now, Texas, underdog, 6.5. 6. Now it's a 6er. 141 here versus Ole Miss. And part of me wants to take Texas here. I look at them like, we're getting some points here. Texas, nice little club. They're not bad. They play tough. The Tennessee, they had a tough game. Almost pulling out wins. You're in the SEC. You're having a battle versus a top 10, top 15 every night or every other night. I look at their numbers here on the road. Lose by 24 Florida. lose by 28 A&M. I could put Ole Miss a little below them. I think Florida's a good team. I took a Florida future to win it. But Ole Miss is still a pretty decent squad here. I think the 6, again, I think they're begging in here to take Texas. Like, our first instinct was like, oh, we're doing Texas. We're doing whiskey. We're taking like the dogs in these kind of big matchups. I'm not. I'm going to look at a total here, a team total, Mississippi over 73.5. They gave up 84 to the Florida team. They gave up 80 to the A&M team. They're not going to give up mid-70s here. They go on the road to give up points to better ranked, however you want to word it, whatever the term you want to use here, better kind of teams. They don't slow them down. Yeah, I'll take the team total 73.5. 75 to Mizzou. I mean, what am I doing? So, no, wrong team. Sorry. Back to them. They gave up 73 in Oklahoma, the 84 to Florida, the 80 in A&M. You're going to go on the road. I mean, you're giving up Oklahoma. Oklahoma's a bad team. No. They're going to get to their 80 spot. The game total is 141. I thought about the over there, but then I looked at their 2 games where they put up in the 60s. Kind of concerned me there. So that's why I'm going to go with the Ole Miss team here. Team total 73.5. Matt Fargo, do you think the 73.5 is worth it or no?
I think it's borderline. I think it's right there. Coming off a home loss in their last game at home, scoring 62 against A&M, which is, they're obviously a very good team on defense. Put up 77 against LSU, and then 63 against Georgia. I'm not sure what really happened there. I don't think Georgia's defense is that good, is it? But
that's when Georgia played good. Georgia had that win and a Florida win back-to-back and then have fallen off the bus.
Yeah, Mississippi only shot 41% that game. I don't know if that was just bad shooting or good Georgia defense. I don't know. But, man, I don't know. I honestly, I don't really have a strong opinion on that either way.
That's all right.
No, I think the one positive you have is they're coming off a home loss, and I think they're going to be fired up. They played a tougher schedule, and you look at their resume against good teams in their quad 1 games. They're putting up 75, 81, 74, 73, 70, 86, 78, 96. And those are against some real elite teams. So I think that just made your case right there. Yes, go the over.
Like I said, they lost their home game, and they lost 3 in a row overall. So, you know what? You need a biggie. Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, I believe that these free picks were given out pretty strong today, at least my feeling on the games. I'm going to take Ole Miss and lay the points here. They lost 3 straight up in a row. And remember, they went to Alabama, who's one of the best teams in the country, and they beat them. So this Ole Miss team has the talent, and this is really a must-win spot for them after those 3 straight losses.
Yep.
And we've seen Texas playing better lately. I think that people will be drawn into that 7.5. I think I'll lay the lumber here with Ole Miss here at home.
Yeah. Again, that was my I looked at it. The losses in a row. You got it. Can't win if you can't score. You got to put the ball in the basket here, and I think we're going to do that today. Team total 73.5 over for me in Ole Miss, Texas. Brian Bitler likes Mississippi State minus the 1.5 here versus Alabama. Matt Fargo, Wisconsin plus the 5.5 at Maryland. Again, these are our free picks, folks. Head to gamblersworld.net to get the premium action. I'm looking at Brian right now as I was typing in, looking over here. NBA, college hoops, more NBA, 3-pack. He's got it all set up here. Plenty of action from Brian Bitler. I'm not saying to do it, but if you want to get a day pass, probably a good day because the guy is great in the NBA. He's number 1 in college basketball. Why not get a day pass? Because he's got several games up for today's basketball action. Matt Fargo as well. NBA 3-pack, triple play basketball. What game of the year? Summit. He's going to the Summit League. I love
Summit,
it.
baby.
Summit League.
Yep.
Oh, my God. 1, 2, 3. He's got a 6. Again, day passes. This is where the day pass comes in handy, folks. I know some of you, and because I see it, you buy 2 packs. I don't know. I told you. I don't want to pay $4.99 delivery fees for food. Why the heck would you pay double the price? Listen, we'll take your money. That's fine. The guys don't complain. It's nice of you. Thank you. But we're trying to make you money too. So if you buy a daily pass every day, it's help you out. That's what we're trying to do here. Put money in your pocket. Use your heads, folks, please. Day pass, $69.99. God, you see, they're on the leaderboard. I don't know what else I got to tell you. I don't know. I'll tell you good luck today because you're going to need it if you're not going to sign up with a day pass for Brian Bitler. The guy's crushing it. Get Brian's pass. Sorry, Matt.
Matt has the Summit Conference. I have the Southern Conference today. So I'm going into the smaller schools today. Southern and the Summit.
There we go.
Two of the smaller conferences.
We should have a combo, Seth. We got to get back end a 2-for-1 deal for 2 capper day passes when guys have big games like that. So there you go. There's a little note for the admin. 2-for-1 combos. Anyway, Mississippi State minus 1.5. Wisconsin plus the 5.5. Miss team total 73.5 over for a Wednesday. 15-11 on college basketball free picks here on the show so far this season. We'll be back tomorrow with some NBA if you're interested. Matt, Brian, have a good one. Good luck today, fellas, and we'll see you next week.
Good luck.
Take care.